Money can't fix an empty life. There is a strange thing about money. The less you have, the more you believe it will change everything. You imagine the house you could live in, the car you could drive, the clothes you could wear, the places you could travel to. You tell yourself that once you make enough, life will finally feel different. You'll finally feel free, finally respected, finally happy. And maybe, for a while, it does. But there is a question most people never ask themselves. What happens when you get everything you thought you wanted and you're still not fulfilled? I have met many people who are obsessed with money. Not because they're greedy. Sometimes it's because they're afraid. They're afraid of being poor, afraid of being ordinary, afraid of falling behind, afraid that if they don't have enough, they won't be enough. So they spend years chasing a number, a bigger salary, a better car, a more expensive apartment, a more impressive lifestyle. And slowly, without realizing it, they begin measuring the value of their life by the things they can afford. But money has a strange quality. It can improve your circumstances without necessarily improving you. It can give you a better bed, but it cannot guarantee better sleep. It can buy you a beautiful house, but it cannot make it feel like home. It can buy you a table full of food, but it cannot give you someone worth sharing it with. It can buy you experiences, but it cannot give those experiences meaning. And it can certainly buy attention, but attention is not the same thing as love. This is where people get confused. I'm not saying money doesn't matter. It does. Money gives you options. It can give you freedom from certain problems. It can provide security for your family. It can give you the ability to travel, build businesses, help people, invest in your future, and live with fewer financial limitations. There was nothing wrong with wanting that. There was nothing noble about struggling unnecessarily. The problem begins when money stops being a tool and becomes the purpose. Because if money becomes the only thing you're chasing, you eventually have to answer a very uncomfortable question. What are you actually trying to buy? Freedom? Recognition? Security? Love? Status? Validation? A feeling that you finally matter? Because if you're trying to buy something money was never designed to provide, no amount will ever be enough. You can make 10,000 and want 20. Make 20 and want 50. Make 50 and suddenly someone else has 100. And the finish line moves again. There will always be another person with a bigger house, a faster car, a more expensive watch, a larger business, a better body, a more impressive lifestyle.
If your happiness depends on being ahead of other people, you have created a race that can never be won, because there will always be someone ahead of you. And eventually you realize something uncomfortable. You weren't building a life. You were building an image that other people would admire, an image that would make you feel successful, an image that would convince you and everyone else that you had made it. But behind the image, there can still be emptiness. And emptiness doesn't care how expensive your clothes are. It doesn't care what car is sitting in your driveway. It doesn't care how many followers you have. It doesn't care how impressive your bank account looks. If you don't know who you are without those things, then those things don't belong to you. You belong to them. That's why I think the real goal shouldn't simply be to become wealthy. The goal should be to become valuable. Build character. Build discipline. Build knowledge. Build relationships. Build something meaningful. Build a body that can carry you through life. Build a mind that doesn't collapse every time life becomes difficult. Build a reputation that doesn't need constant explanation. Build a relationship with yourself that doesn't depend on external approval. And yes, build wealth too. But let wealth become the result of a meaningful life, not the substitute for one. Because there is a huge difference between saying, I want money so I can live, and I live only so I can make money. Those two people may have the same bank account, but they don't have the same life. Think about the people you respect most. It's rarely because they simply own expensive things. You respect someone because of what they have become. Their discipline, their courage, their wisdom, their generosity, their ability to remain calm when everything falls apart, their willingness to stand by people when it isn't convenient, their ability to walk away from things that compromise their values. Those things cannot be purchased. They have to be owned. And perhaps that's the part of life we forget. Some of the most valuable things in existence have no price tag. Peace, trust, love, purpose, health, time, a clear conscience, a meaningful conversation with someone you love, the feeling that you're becoming the person you were capable of becoming. You can spend millions trying to recreate those things, but you cannot buy the original. And time is the most brutal reminder of this. Because one day, every person watching this will have something they don't have today. A final chapter. You won't care about every purchase you made. You won't remember every brand you wore. You won't remember how many strangers thought you were successful. You'll remember the people, the moments, the risks you took, the things you built, the places you went, the people you helped, the person you became. And perhaps most importantly, you'll know whether you actually lived according to your own values. So make money, become successful, build something, take care of your family, create freedom, dream bigger. But don't make the mistake of thinking that the number in your bank account is the measure of your life. Money can solve many problems. It can remove obstacles. It can create opportunities. But it cannot tell you why you should wake up tomorrow morning. Only you can answer that. And if your life feels empty today, don't assume the answer is simply more money. Maybe the answer is more meaning, more courage, more connection, more discipline, more purpose, more time doing things that actually matter to you. Because you can have a full bank account and an empty life. And you can have a modest bank account while living a deeply meaningful one. The goal isn't to choose between money and meaning. The goal is to build a life where money serves your purpose instead of becoming your purpose. Because at the end of the day, wealth is not simply about what you can afford. Real wealth is being able to look at the life you've built and honestly say, this is a life worth living. And no amount of money can buy that feeling. You have to build it yourself.